This is a Join Us in France short, episode 248. Bonjour, I'm Annie Sargent, and today I'll answer this perennial question: Versailles, yes or no? This is a short episode, useful answers under 5 minutes. What you need to know is that a trip to Versailles takes a whole day. If you're in Paris for less than 5 days, I recommend you do not take a day out to go to Versailles. Of course, if it's your lifelong dream to go to Versailles, then by all means, go. But for most people, it's a big time commitment and it introduces a lot of complications to a short trip. The easiest way to get to Versailles is to take the RER. It takes about 1 hour each way. Plan on 3 hours just in transportation time because you'll have to get the right ticket, find the right platform, wait for the train, yada yada. Then you'll have to take the 10-minute walk to get to the gates of Versailles. That part is easy, however, follow the signs or follow the crowd. You must get your Versailles tickets before you arrive, or you'll have to line up for both the ticket line and the security line, and that's only for people who are gluttons for punishment. These lines can take 2 hours in high season. Show up with your ticket already bought. If you bought the museum pass, entry to the Versailles Palace is included, but that's the normal ticket that covers the entrance to the park and the chateau. But you still have to go through the security line, right? Versailles also often has special events for which you'll need another ticket. I highly recommend you visit the official Versailles website that lists events and tours. It's called Chateau Versailles, and I'll put a link on your show notes so you can find that easily. I've taken the official Versailles tours. They are always totally worth it. You'll get a really knowledgeable guide who specializes in this site alone, and you get to enter faster because tour ticket holders have a special faster security line. So here's tip number 1. If you go to Versailles, book one of their official tours. Tip number 2, don't show up at 9 a.m. unless you have a tour booked for that time. There are busloads of tourists that inundate the chateau first thing in the morning. If you were not able to book a tour, plan to leave your hotel around 11 a.m. and that will put you at the gates around 12:30 or 1 p.m. That's when there's a lull in the security line. Tip number 3, visit the gardens first. There's plenty to see. It's really beautiful. There are restaurants and cafes. Take your time. Tip number 4, you don't want to be in the Hall of Mirrors until 5 p.m. This is true even for people who booked an official tour in the morning. Let the throngs of tourists leave starting at 4 p.m. and then go see the chateau and the Hall of Mirrors around 5 p.m. Check closing times. They do change with the seasons. If you cannot go to Versailles, go to the Opéra Garnier or to the Napoleon III apartments in the Louvre instead. They are even more lavish, if you can believe that, and right in the center of Paris. Thank you so much for listening. Ask your questions on the Join Us in France closed group on Facebook and check out my voice map audio tours on joinusinfrance.com. Audio tours. Au revoir.